So welcome back to this channel once again, and today I'm here to have another interesting video in Subfile programming in RPG. So here I'm just gonna uh, doing the deletion of records from the PF using Subfile, basically deletion of records from Subfile. But here the thing or the twist is I'm going to ask for confirmation. So I'm giving a message to the user to confirm whether he or she wants to delete, or the user wants to delete the records. So let's move on to the program. So here I copied some records in a student file. So these are the records in a student file. These much 28 records. So now I just created this program. I am calling this program. So here you can see this is the program, Subfile program, using which I will be deleting the record from the PF, or deleting the record from Subfile, you can say. So if I took C or anything else, I won't be able to delete. I won't be able to do anything because only option X is supported here. So if I take X here, for example, I took X on multiple, okay, on 14 and 15 as well, 18 as well. So if I press enter here, so I am deleting multiple records at a time. I can delete one record, I can delete multiple record. So I am deleting multiple record at a time. Now you can see that earlier F3 was visible only. Now I can see one more option here, F12 cancel delete. So if I press F12 to cancel this delete, basically it is asking for confirmation. Press enter again to delete, or F12 to skip. F12, so I just skip the delete, all are reset. Okay, now for example I took XXX or X again and pressing enter, and then pressing enter, you can see all the records are deleted, and I can also see the message record deleted. So here basically I am asking for confirmation. I already uploaded one video on delete, but there I'm not asking for confirmation. I'm directly deleting. Once user take X on any record, or for example all the records, multiple records, or single record, the record gets deleted after pressing enter. But here after pressing enter, system asks for the confirmation whether you want to delete or can skip. So if user took F12, for example, here if user presses enter, so he would see this F12 cancel delete here, and press enter again to delete, or F12 or to skip. Okay, so if we take F12, then F12 also gone. So again F12 now visible. So here I can delete the record, okay, single or multiple. So how would, or how can how I created this program, I'll be letting this know to you. So let's come out. So basically I'm using this PF here, so where I'm loading the records from this PF and deleting the record from this PF only. So which is a student which has three fields: employee number, name, and status, and employee number is the key. So basically I'm deleting based on key. So that key is employee number. Okay, now if I go for display file, I can see that I have two command attention keys, CA03 and CA12. Means once user press F3 or F12, indicator 03 or indicator 12 correspondingly gets on, and this is the record format for the subfile format. This is the subfile format. So the record format for the subfile format. So here you can see if you these are the three fields which corresponds to the field in the PF, that is the student, employee number, name, status. But here I also can see I can also see opt field, which is defined as 1A, but that is defined in both mode. Other fields are in O mode, output mode, means that these fields cannot be edited, but this field can be edited. So here it is defined in both input and output both mode. Okay, so basically I'm putting X here only to on option field, only on the display file screen, or you can say not display file, that is subfile screen, so that to delete those number of records. Okay, here I took SFL exchange keyword. So SFL exchange keyword is basically used whenever I just want to read the changed records in the subfile again. So for example, I read it once, so more than once, if I want to read that more than once, then I have to read SFL exchange keyword, which is basically here you can see that 30 indicator is associated with that. So once I read the change record in the subfile, um, after that you will see that those change records indicators set to off. Okay, so for that purpose I would be setting the next change record indicator to on for those records which are changed in the sub file, so that if I want to read it again, so I would be able to read those change records. Okay, now this is the subfile control format, so which is basically pointing to the subfile format SFL RFMT1 above, and this is a load all subfile. So here the subfile size maximum load all can hold 9999 records, and subfile page is 5, so I'm loading only 5 records per page. So this is overlay SFL clear, SFL display. So SFL clear is basically clearing the subfile. So once and SFL display is for displaying the subfile. So at least one record should be there to load a subfile. So for once more than one record or one record gets loaded into the subfile, SFL display keyword gets activated through this indicator 10. So it must set to on forcefully to load a subfile once a single or more than one record gets loaded into subfile. Now SFL clear is basically to clear the subfile. So if I, for example, I want to clear the subfile, so I have to set this indicator to on, and I would be activating this keyword SFL clear, and then I am writing the control format. So this one SFL CTL RFM1, and then I am setting back it to off again so that it won't be clear always. Okay, now these are the messages which are there in the SFL subfile control format, and which are the headings, you can say, which is above the subfile format. This is the footer format. So here I am showing those messages: cancel, delete, F3 to exit, record deleted, press enter again to delete, or F12 to escape. So basically these exit will be always shown, but this F12 to cancel delete will be shown once this indicator gets on. So these messages will be only, or these things will be only visible to on the display file screen once, or the subfile screen, once the these indicators gets on. Okay, so there is basically one subfile format and subfile control format and a record form footer format. Okay, here which is used to show this demo. Now you can see this program here. So here I defined a student file in update add mode because I just want to delete the records. Okay, so this is PGM17 display file which is defined here, whose subfile format SFL RFMT1 is also defined there. So as file, using as file keyword, so RN1 is associated with that. So here you can see I took two flags, confirm flag or delete flag. So why I took, I'll be explaining it later. So this is just a variable, a flag variable, which is required during my processing. So now move down. So the first thing in the subfile is the initialization subroutine. So if I have written the initialization subroutine, so it will be called automatically. I don't need to call this subroutine or execute subroutine, you can say. So in this thing, so first thing is the loading of the subfile. So initially I'm loading the subfile, so I don't need to clear this because it is already clear. There are no records in subfile, so I just need to load the subfile. So that's why I use that in or I call that in load that I called load subroutine in the initialization subroutine. Okay, so just I'm setting these indicators to off. Now rn value to 0 because there are no records. 98 indicated to off. 98 is just for loading SFL size value. So once that SFL size value reaches, for example in subfile, a 9999 records gets loaded up. So at that time this indicator gets on, and it means that no further records should be loaded. So the thing can be possible are, for example, if a file may or may not have more than 9999 records. If file have more than 9999 records, then this indicator plays its role. Then the subfile will not be loaded after this 9999 records. And if end of file reaches before that, then this thing plays role, not percentile end of file and not percentile error. Okay, indicator 10 is basically for displaying the subfile. So for example, currently there are no records loaded in the subfile format, so I should made this as off, so that once I'm displaying the subfile, in case there are no records loaded to the subfile, then that case also the empty subfile should be able to load on the display screen. Okay, so I'm just reading the records from the student file using do while loop. So in the loop I can say that while loading the records, I'm incrementing the RN one by one. So at each record I am setting incrementing the RN. So I'm loading the record to the first RN, then the second, or the third and the fourth, like this. Okay, so I'm just and setting the option opt keyword as blank, opt field as blank, which is defined in the you can say which is defined in the subfile format. Okay, and other fields with the file fields. Okay, so these are the file fields and these are the subfile format fields. Okay, now then I'm simply writing the subfile formats. Once I write one record, I'll be writing the subfile format. Then again in the loop I'm writing all the records, and with all records I'm writing those records to the subfile format. So I'm also checking this condition after writing. If RN1 is reaches 999, I'm setting this indicator to 1. If RN1 is greater than 0, then I'm setting 10 indicator to 1, means subfile can be displayed, because at least one record gets loaded, so it can be displayed now. Okay, so this is the loading of subroutine, loading of subfile. After that I just need to write the footer format, and then execute formatting the means write and then read the SFL CTL RFM1, that is the subfile control format for the subfile. Okay, now why I execute formatted this here, because I just need to display the subfile with the SFL page or SFL size setting only. Okay, I just want to display only 5 records or 6 records, whatever the number which is set into the SFL page keyword. So I just want to display the subfile with the subfile control format settings. Okay, there the settings are SFL page or SFL size, so that's why I execute formatted this one. So once this execute formatted gets entered, so I'm just explaining the flow, how it works. The subfile screen is visible in front of me, either empty or it may have some records loaded. So there I can do the page up or page down. That is internally handled by the load all subfile. I don't need to write the logic for that. After that, user can either do F3 to exit, or user can select the record to delete. Okay, so once user presses any key, either enter or F3 by typing some things or selecting some records, or okay, so then this subroutine will get executed. If user presses F3, then in that case indicator 03 gets on, and last record indicator gets on in that case, and the program will return from the program. Okay, in that case I'll be come out of the program, exit from the program, will not doing anything. Now in case if user presses F12, okay, so user because I use the F12 at the global level, so user can press F12, but he is not able to show, he is not showing F12 key cancel delete is not displaying here, but he can press F12. So in that case also, because that is declare at the global level. So in that case also, I'm just switching this off, indicator 12 to off, and then I'm checking if confirm flag is Y. Okay, if confirm flag is Y, I'm setting this delete flag as Y, and indicator 51, 52, all those indicators which are showing the messages on the footer will set to off. So this thing I'm doing. So why I am doing is that way I'm letting it because I just want that if F12 presses, because user presses F12 when there is no asking for confirmation or delete. In that case, these things will not get executed, which are defined below. Okay, it will pass back to the uh, main routine or main flow. So it will come again here and it will execute from the same things. Okay, it will user will again press something and it will again go here. So if he didn't press F3, he didn't press F12, so he might have pressed enter then. He might not, he must have pressed enter then. Okay, because the control gets back to the program once he presses enter, in that case only, or he presses F3 or F12. Otherwise the program won't get back to the the flow won't get back to the program, control won't get back to the program. Okay, if confirmation flag is blank, yes, it's blank at the end, at the initial level. So I'll be reading the change records from the sub file till not percent till end of file, and then I'm checking if option is equal to x, means either user can take x there or anything else there. So if user takes x there, then only ask for confirmation. So he must have pressed C or anything else, then x. So he must have taken at least one x. Okay, so you then must ask for a confirmation, delete confirmation. So if he just inputted some key or some value, for example say a, on all the records, selected records, then system must or the program must not ask for confirmation, delete confirmation, because I'm not gonna deleting anything, because I'm going to delete, or the system going to delete only when x is there on the subfile record. Okay, so if x is there, then only ask for confirmation. So indicator 50 gets set to off, 51 and 52 on, means F12 to cancel delete will be, or the message, yeah, do you want to delete, please confirm, press enter again, or F12 to cancel delete. Okay, this thing. And then I am updating this of file format 1. Why I am updating this of file format 1? Because I just want to save the things. For example, save things for that subfile format. Okay, and then I'm making the confirm flag as well, means I have executed the confirm screen now. I don't need to execute the confirm screen later, because I have given the confirm message to the user at the first time. So I have to give the confirm message only once. So confirm flag is now Y, and I'm setting this indicator 32 on, which is for spelling exchange. So I have updated this file format for that here. So it will basically you can say that it will know that what records are changed. Okay, then again I'm reading the change records. So I'm reading all the change records here, and I'm updating this file format and setting this indicator 32 on, which is for the spell exchange. Okay, now I'm not going into this part, say here. Now in case if confirm flag equals to blank and delete flag equals to blank, so confirm flag is not blank right now, so it will not go into this one. So if confirm flag is not blank and delete flag is also blank, so it won't go to this part, it will go back to the original here. Okay, and then come back after pressing enter. If user takes, now here the point comes. Okay, so if user presses enter or user presses F12 again, so if user presses F12 here, so it comes here, and now the confirm flag is Y. Okay, if confirm flag is Y, it will make delete flag as Y, delete flag as Y and set as this indicator to off. So confirm flag is Y, it won't go to this subroutine, this not the subroutine, this section, and this will check if confirm flag is equals to Y, then do this, and if confirm flag is not equal to Y, then confirm flag must be set to one, blank, because confirm flag must be set to blank because user have taken F12. So he must have to select again for those records. He must be getting the same message again, ask for confirmation after selecting the record, then he would be able to delete the records. Okay, so this confirm flag would get blank, confirm flag is blank, and delete flag is blank here in this case. So it will go here. So for example, but it will go here, but you can see that delete flag is Y. Okay, delete flag is Y, though although confirm flag is blank, but delete flag is Y, so it won't go to this because he did not have to delete because he taken F3. So okay, it won't, it come out of this thing section, and it will check if delete flag is Y, then clear the subfile. So in case of delete flag is Y, so in this case when user take F2, it will clear the subfile, and it will load this again, and it will just go back here again. Okay, so if user would not have presses F2, if user would have presses enter after asking for confirmation, if user would have presses enter, so at that time confirm flag was Y, but user would not have pressed F12, user would have pressed enter. Okay, so it won't go to this section. Now it will go to the delete section. Okay, so it will read the change records again. Now that's the reason why I use SFL exchange. Okay, here, because I need that one, so I need to read the change records again. So I'm reading the change records again, and I'm opting for if option equal to X, then only I'm deleting the record. So based on the employee number, I'm changing into the student file. If found record is found, then I'm deleting the record from the student, and I'm setting these indicators to on, off, and 50 to 1. 50 is just for delete, record deleted. Okay, and making delete flag as Y. Okay, so I'm doing this in loop. So I'm reading all the change records, and I'm deleting the records in loop. So that's the reason I'm able to delete a single record, a multiple records, or all the records loaded in the file. Now if delete flag is Y, the sub file will be cleared and loaded again. So the load will be happen from the student file. So if I would have deleted all the records from the sub file above, so now I'll be seeing the empty sub file, or the sub file having less number of records. So those number of records which are deleted will now not be shown into the sub file because the sub file has been loaded again. So that's the reason I just have mentioned this loop here. So this is the whole flow of this program, so which is very simple. So just based on these two flags, I have done all the coding here. So user may have, or someone may have, can adopt for some other methods, but this is the way. So this is the one way. There may be multiple ways to do this. So one can ask for confirmation. Here I am asking for messages. One can give a Windows file, or one can give another screen for that purpose. So I don't need another screen for that. I'm using the same screen to do everything. Okay, so that's the benefit here. So now I'm calling this program again, so you can see that these number of records are loaded. This is the last, and this is the first record. Now if I offer any other option, I would press enter, I would not be able to delete because I would not have taken X. So if I take X here, okay, and pressing enter, so now I am able to see the message, and I'm also seeing this another message which is displayed in front of me. So pressing enter again to delete, or F12 to can escape. So I'm pressing F12, so I can see that the records are gone because the subfile is loaded again. So if I press enter, so I can see at least one X is there. So I'm giving the message, system program is giving the message to me, press enter again to delete, or F12 to escape. So if I press enter, it will delete only 12 employee number. Okay, 15 is there, record is deleted. Okay, so if I for example, I take x here, so it will delete 17, 18, 19. Okay, 17, 15, 16 are there, 17, 18, 19 are deleted. So if I again go for x, okay, so if I press F12, I can see that F12, this one is gone, and the message is also gone. Okay, now I'm gonna deleting all the records in the sub file. Okay, I'm selecting all and pressing enter. I can see that there is no record at all. So there is now you can see the empty sub file loaded. So if I go for calling it again, I can see empty sub file. I can only press F3. So this is the thing where I am showing how can we ask for confirmation to user before deleting any record. So here I opt for the message thing. So you can opt for either Windows of file, or you can opt for another screen to show another screen during asking for confirmation. So it depends only upon you. So I don't want to waste one more screen for that. I just uses the same screen and giving the message on the footer whether you want to delete. So just press enter again, or if you don't want to delete, just press F2 to cancel. So using this way, you can delete the records from sub file, or you can say delete the records from the PF using the sub file and the load also file. Here the case is with load also file, and you can ask for confirmation before deleting the record on the sub file. Okay, so that's the thing. Thank you and have a nice time. Bye.